Think about the ideal soldier. You're probably picturing a mix of Captain America's jawline and John Wick's reload speed, right? Someone who can run through mud for 3 days, survive on lukewarm beans, and never once complain about their Wi-Fi signal. Well, hate to break it to you, but Uncle Sam just found a new favorite recruit, and this one doesn't need a gym membership, a pension, or even a pulse. Welcome to the era of Warfare 2.0, where the boots on the ground are increasingly made of carbon fiber and titanium. We aren't just talking about fancy remote-controlled cars anymore. We're talking about autonomous killing machines that can process a battlefield faster than you can find a matching pair of socks in the morning. The transition is happening faster than a software update on a Friday afternoon. While we've been arguing about whether AI should write our emails, the military has been teaching it how to clear rooms and win marathons. Fact number 1, the 50,000 strong droid army. Let's start with the numbers because they are terrifyingly impressive. A US-based startup called Foundation Future Industries recently dropped a bombshell. They're aiming to produce 50,000 battle droids by the end of 2027. Their flagship robot, the Phantom, isn't some clunky trash can on wheels. It's a 5'9" humanoid that weighs 80 kilograms and is designed to carry rifles, enter buildings, and take the lead in scenarios where being the first guy through the door usually means the first guy to get shot. Imagine a battalion that doesn't get tired, doesn't get PTSD, and definitely doesn't write home to its mom. If the US hits that 100,000 robot milestone, some experts argue it could end wars before they even start. Why? Because it's hard to win a war of attrition against a factory that can print a new army overnight. But hey, maybe you think a bipedal robot is too easy to trip. What if the next soldier doesn't even have 2 legs? What if it has 4 and it's currently learning how to sniff out your heartbeat through a concrete wall? Man's best lethal friend. If you thought the Boston Dynamics dancing robots were cute, the military versions are here to ruin your day. Companies like Ghost Robotics have moved past the viral video phase and straight into the deployment phase. These aren't pets, they're quadrupedal unmanned ground vehicles, QUGVs. Fact number 2, the dogs of war, literally. The Vision 60 is basically the Swiss Army knife of the robot world. It can swim, climb stairs, and operate in inverted mode, meaning if you kick it over, it just flips its legs and keeps coming like a literal nightmare. In 2025 and early 2026, these dogs have already been tested for perimeter security at US Air Force bases and even joined Japan's assault forces in landmark trials. They're being equipped with CBRN hubs to detect chemical weapons, LiDAR for 360-degree mapping in pitch-black tunnels, and, yes, remote-controlled sniper systems. The logic is simple. Why send a human scout into a dark, booby-trapped cave when you can send a $150,000 piece of hardware that can see in infrared and doesn't mind getting blown up? Think of it like the transition from horses to tanks. At first, people thought, a machine can't replace the intuition of a horse. And then the machine showed up with a 120mm cannon and everyone stopped talking. We're at that exact moment with infantry. But okay, a robot dog is still just a tool, right? It needs a human to pull the trigger. Well, what if I told you the human in the loop is getting pushed out by a brain that can think 550 trillion times per second? The ChatGPT for violence. Welcome to the scariest part of the 2026 tech stack, large behavior models, LBMs. You've used large language models like ChatGPT to write your homework or draft a passive-aggressive email to your landlord. Well, the robotics industry just took that same brain and shoved it into a chassis capable of bench pressing a small car. China's Tiangong Ultra robot is the poster child for this evolution, and it's essentially using an AI brain for the physical world. Fact number 3, the rise of fleet learning. In the old days of robotics, which in tech time was like 3 weeks ago, you had to manually code a robot to handle every single obstacle. If there was a rock, you wrote code for a rock. If there was a slightly different rock, the robot would have a mental breakdown and fall over. Not anymore. China is aggressively pursuing new quality productive forces, a term that sounds like a corporate wellness retreat but actually refers to a robot army that learns like a hive mind. Using a concept called fleet learning, these machines are connected to a central neural backbone. If one robot in a testing facility in Beijing learns how to navigate a specific type of slippery oil-soaked rubble in a war zone, it doesn't just keep that knowledge to itself. It wirelessly transmits that muscle memory to every other robot in the fleet instantly. It's like if one person learned how to play the violin and suddenly everyone in the city was ready for a solo at Carnegie Hall. Human soldiers take years to train. They need boot camp, specialized schools, and a decade of experience to become elite. Robots just need a high-speed download link. The Tiangong Ultra can already run a half marathon at a pace that would leave most Olympic athletes gasping for air, and it navigates gravel, stairs, and shifting sand with a cerebellum processing system that mimics human balance with terrifying accuracy. But it's not just about balance, it's about autonomy. Traditional drones are like puppets. If the signal is cut, the puppet drops. LBMs allow these robots to operate in dark mode. If they lose connection to their human handlers, they don't stop. They continue the mission based on their internal logic. They can scan a room, identify entities of interest, and decide the best path to take without asking for permission. We are moving away from robots that follow instructions toward robots that understand objectives. If you tell a human soldier to secure the building, they use their intuition and training. If you tell an LBM-powered droid to secure the building, it calculates 3 million permutations of that entry in a nanosecond and executes the one with the highest statistical probability of success. If a human soldier makes a mistake, he learns, and maybe his squad learns. If a robot makes a mistake, 10,000 robots across the globe receive a firmware patch that ensures they never make that mistake again. That's not a fair fight, that's a game over screen for traditional warfare. We aren't just outgunned, we're being outlearned. So the robots are fast, they're smart, and they're multiplying through a digital hive mind that never sleeps. But surely they can't be cheaper than a human, right? I mean, have you seen the price of a new iPhone? The brutal math of replacement. Let's talk money, because at the end of the day, war is a business and the accountants are starting to hate the human element. Fact number 4, the $100,000 maintenance problem. Training a single US soldier costs between $50,000 and $100,000. But that's just the onboarding fee. Once they're in, you have to pay for housing, healthcare, food, and eventually a lifetime of veteran benefits. In 2024, the annual cost to maintain a single soldier was estimated at over $100,000. Now look at a robot. Sure, the upfront cost might be $150,000, but it doesn't need a pension, it doesn't need a 401k, it stays in a box in a warehouse until you need it, and it never asks for a raise. With recruitment at historic lows, because, let's be real, Gen Z would rather be streamers than scouts, the military is looking at robots not as a choice, but as a necessity. It's the same reason your local grocery store has 12 self-checkout lanes and 1 tired human cashier. The machine doesn't call in sick, and it doesn't care if you're buying 3 gallons of ice cream at 2 a.m. But if the robots are doing the fighting, who's making the life or death calls? Is it a general in a chair, or is it an algorithm that just decided your backpack looks like a weapon? The ethical black box. This is where the witty tech talk hits a brick wall of, wait, is this actually a good idea? We are entering the era of digital dehumanization. Fact number 5, the responsibility gap. International groups like Stop Killer Robots are sounding the alarm for a reason. When an autonomous system makes a mistake, let's say it misidentifies a civilian as a combatant, who goes to jail? The programmer? The general? The robot? In 2025, AI-powered targeting in active conflict zones boosted drone strike accuracy from 40% to 80%. That sounds like a win for efficiency, but it creates a black box where we don't actually know why the AI chose to fire. Machines don't understand mercy or context, they understand data points. If you're a data point that fits a threat profile, the machine doesn't feel bad about hitting delete. We're basically giving a gun to a calculator and hoping it doesn't have a rounding error. So are we looking at a future where humans are totally gone from the battlefield, or is the soldier just getting a massive high-tech promotion to robot manager? The rise of the keyboard commando. The obsolete soldier isn't necessarily disappearing, they're just being respec'd. The 2026 soldier is less Rambo and more systems administrator. Fact number 6, the hybrid future. The army is shifting toward human-machine teaming. Instead of a squad of 12 humans, you'll have 2 humans and 20 robots. The humans provide the moral anchor and intent,
while the robots do the dull, dirty, and dangerous work. We're seeing the birth of Minotaur warfare, where AI directs ground patrols and aerial dogfights, while the human acts as the ultimate arbiter. You won't need to pass a rifle qualification as much as
You'll need to pass a Python coding test. The front line is moving from the dirt to the server room. The reality is, the Terminator isn't coming to take our jobs, it's coming to take our place in the line of fire. Whether that's a utopia, where no more humans die in mud, or a dystopia, where war becomes as easy as a video game. Well, that's up to us to decide. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. I'll see you in the next one, unless my AI double replaces me first.